Come on in. Come one, come all. Welcome. You're here. I'm here. We made it. There's no doubt about it. God is shining down onto us. What does that mean? You ask, are you either saying, James, why must you bring our Lord and Savior into this? Because I think of myself, as I've mentioned on a multitude of occasions, as someone who possesses holy powers. In the way that Jesus sacrificed himself, I sacrifice myself. How, do you ask? In which way does James sacrifice himself? I could be outside right now. There is no curfew keeping me seated in my tiny little spinny chair. I'm sacrificing my freedom to bring you, the viewer, the audience, the fan base, 3 episodes a week of unabashed, unfiltered entertainment every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 p.m. right here on Twitch. What is it? It's At Home with James. I'm James, you are you, and we are here. It is May the 5th, 2021, currently 2 minutes past the 9 o'clock hour. And I have to say, if I had to give myself a little pat on the back, I'm getting pretty good at this whole starting onto, or at least close to, on time. The days of 9:10, 9:15, well, they are just a memory in the journey that we call life. And tonight you have journeyed with me onto the information superhighway that the cool kids called the internet in 1995 through 1998. After that, they called it the net. Then it was the web. Then it was online. I'm bringing back the information superhighway. Why are we here tonight? That's the question. Now, throughout the past year, there's been a variety of themes, whether it's been the best or the worst of the 90s, grudge night, going back to high school night, this, that, and the other. We don't do too many themes anymore. And that is until recently, because on Monday, I spoke about a very unsettling piece of mail that I received in my mail. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I have it to my right, and I'm going to show you. I need to preface what I'm about to say by saying this is not part of the show, or at least it wasn't intended to be. This is not some type of ruse. I'm not trying to pull the wool over anyone's eyes, but I believe it was Churchill who possibly once said, why let a crisis go to waste? And I'm not about to let this piece of unsettling mail that I received go to waste. Now, if you have seen this, you're about to see it again. If you haven't seen it, you're going to see it for the first time. A couple days ago, I received this in the mail. As you can see, it's a postcard. Kind of looks like the cover of maybe an erotic novel or some type of crappy book that would be seen at a variety of garage sales or church sales. So as you can see, there's a chiseled jawed gentleman. There's a lady in the sky. And then if you'll direct your attention to the bottom of the postcard, it looks like dead bodies. Dead people here. I thought, what is this? Is this some type of coupon for murder? Turn it around. As you can see, it was addressed to James McGee. If you'll read, it says, roses are red, violets are red. I set your family on fire. Terrifying. But then you'll notice that they've also softened the blow with XOXO beneath this threatening message. So hugs and kisses. Now, when I brought this up on Monday's show, I received a very lukewarm response to this. But every single response that I received was an accusation that I made this postcard. Now, I have broken it down to 2 possible reasons why people might think that I've done this. The first reason being, oh, come on, James. No one has anything bad to say about you. You're just putting something fun together. The second possible reason why people think I might send this to myself is that they are convinced that I'm so pathetic that I need to put this type of a prank on this show. They think that I can't come up with anything creative or entertaining or funny, that I need to sit around in my bed at night in my little Fruit of the Loom undie pants and think, what can I do to create interest in this show? I know what I'll do. I'll pretend that I received a menacing letter in the mail. You know who was amongst the people that accused me of writing this postcard? My own mother. On 2 non-consecutive occasions, said, you wrote that, didn't you? In a postcard that she was threatened. I set your family on fire. She's a target of this threat. In my mother's eyes, I am not worthy of being threatened. No. I, in her and other people's eyes, went to these lengths. Another accusation was, well, James, that's got to be your writing. So I've taken the time to write it out myself. A comparison, if you will. I want you to look at these 2 pieces of literature, we'll call them. I want you to tell me if you see any comparables. On the postcard, they follow appropriate grammar and spelling rules, upper and lowercase. On mine, as I do at all times, I write only in uppercase. And I also like using Sharpies. Folks, tonight, if I were to circle back to my original entry point into this rant, otherwise known as an introduction, tonight's theme is me trying to figure out who, but in the case that I can't figure out who, why someone would go to the lengths of sending me such a threatening piece of mail. Before we do that, I want to engage with the chat. Not a very lively chat tonight. Thanks for being here. There's, let's see, there's 6 messages in the chat, and I'm responsible for 3 of them. Thanks for being here anyways. On tonight's show, I have got what we like to call in the Twitch world a murderer's row of guests. Much later on, Jess Fildes is going to join me. She's going to help me try to figure out why someone would do this. In addition to that, I have gone to the lengths of hiring a private detective. I don't have a lot of evidence. Perhaps this private detective will want to confiscate this postcard and take some type of fingerprints or DNA samples. Much later on, we're going to get to the bottom of this, but we are going to kick things off right now with someone who's coming to us from the country of Sweden. This person has not been here in quite a while, but I thought as I tried to jog my memory and my mind and think, who would send me such a piece of mail? This person popped into my mind. Well, when they get here, you might understand for yourself. So let's welcome our first guest. Hasn't been here in a while. We're welcoming this person back all the way from Sweden. Let's welcome Joddaurgh back to the show. Joddaurgh, it's very nice to see you again. You're live.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm alive. You're alive.
Never heard anyone answer that question with such a response. Yes, that's right. I'm alive and you're alive. How is life in Sweden during these difficult and uncertain times, as they like to say on the news and various commercials?
Well, I have a whole new outlook on life.
Oh, that's nice.
So it's good. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I have to remove this. I know it's a bit. It's hard to hear myself.
Okay, I understand. Well,
I'm sorry. I'm distracted because I'm working on a project here. So.
Oh, are you making some brand new homemade underpants?
Well, I guess you could call it underpants if you don't wear anything when you go to sleep.
I guess you can call them underpants if you don't wear anything when you go to sleep. Okay, so am I to assume that this is a blanket that you're making?
Yes, and I sleep in the nude as well as you, and as I know,
I actually don't sleep in the nude.
I just assumed that you did because of how you come across as a person. You seemed like somebody who sleeps naked. Maybe you have pillow between your knees, this kind of thing.
So. Can I ask you what about me makes you think that I sleep in the nude with a pillow in between my knees?
I think it's probably because you look like a man boy. So
A man boy?
yes, I mean, as you come across, it's like, it's simple. I mean, ask anybody what you look like. It's a man boy. It's just, it's like 1, 2, 3. It's like the
Now,
same
now
thing.
I'm just going to take a stab in the dark here. That's a combination of a full-grown man, but also
Yes.
the characteristics of a boy.
Yes, yes. As I said, exactly.
Now,
Exactly.
is that
Yes.
a good or a bad thing?
It's a compliment.
Oh, it's a
It's
compliment.
just that it depends on how you want. Well, it depends on how you want to come across in society. If you're trying to get alone, maybe it's harder.
Okay.
Okay. So if you want to get alone, you might need to get some lessons on how to come across like a how do you say, like a grown up.
A grown up. So to acquire some skills that would promote maturity is what you're
That's
saying.
right. That's right.
All right. Okay.
So you might say you wear a turtleneck, etc.
Much like you're wearing right now, a turtleneck.
I could make you one if you like. I could make you. You know what I could make you? A turtleneck, the tongue attached. I think this would be nice on you because of what I know about you.
Mm-hmm. So you think that I would like to wear a turtleneck that transitions into thong underwear?
It's like you don't need a shirt, you don't need underwear. You have turtleneck and a tongue. It's attached. I think it would be nice. It might be hard to get out of it, but
Yeah, it sounds like it's difficult to both get into
yes.
and out of.
Yes, we make a zipper down the front or the side,
Now,
all the way down.
can I just say this is a very kind offer? I've never
Yes.
had anyone offer to make me clothes. I'm not quite sure that this is the type of clothing that I would personally feel comfortable in.
Right. No, that's because you're used to like whatever you this what's that?
Well, this
Plaid, the
yeah,
sweaters, like
yeah.
you're used to. But you know, life is about trying things different all the time. That's why sometimes I make clothing that is like, I don't know, it's made out of leather. It's made out of the skin of a lion.
Right, yeah.
It's like you have to try things because life is like it's like two rocks that you're holding and they don't speak your language, but you have to communicate to them before they leave. Do you know what I mean? Because like there's a lot in life that we cannot predict.
Is everything okay over there?
Don't have what was I looking for to say like
Right. Well, yeah, I suppose we're all on that journey right now, right? We're all looking for something. Can I tell you what I'm looking for right now?
is it love? Is it love? Because you know that I have for you, it's like a feeling.
Right.
Just like an affection.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want it to fade.
Right.
Because it's so sweet.
Well, no, sorry, I'm flustered. Now you've been on this show a number of times, and how would you categorize our conversations, our interactions with each other, Yoda?
I would say that usually you're avoiding my eye contact.
Hmm.
Usually you're feeling a bit uncomfortable. Sometimes it looks like you want to fade into the couch behind you.
Hmm.
But that doesn't bother me because I am a woman of strength and purity of heart. Which means if I were to fight the dragon, I would win.
I could not have said that better myself. Now,
yes.
Now, I was going to ask you the fact that perhaps I get flustered and I avoid eye contact, or I seem as if I would like to fade away into a couch. I was going to ask you how that made you feel, but of course you answered it. You said that you understand because you're a woman of conviction and strength. The reason I wanted to ask is because I received a very upsetting piece of mail, a very threatening piece of mail. And in a moment where I was trying to figure out who might send me this, I have to say that your name popped into my mind.
A threatening piece of mail saying like, I want you, I want to ravage you. Yes, that's something I would send. Did you get that letter?
No, I didn't. Did you send a letter that said that?
I have it's just it's here, but I'll send it. I'm gonna send it.
Okay, so you intend on. Okay, so I would not categorize that as threatening. That would be more, let's say, passionate. Was that fair to say that that would be a passionate piece of mail?
Yes, that's how I feel. That
Okay.
is the word that I was trying to find, and you put it in my mouth because you know how I feel. It's so beautiful. I feel drunk.
Well, I don't want you to get too drunk because I have a couple questions for you this evening. So,
Yes,
if I were to read a letter to you, you'd be able to tell me with certainty whether or not you. Now, what are you drinking there?
it's just apple juice.
Oh, that's apple juice. Okay, so only metaphorically drunk, but not literally. Okay. So if I were to read you a letter, you'd be able to answer with certainty as to whether you wrote it or not.
Yes, of course.
Okay,
I
so
don't lie to you. You realize, James, you realize that I don't lie to you. I couldn't lie to you because of how passionately I feel.
and
James,
that's mm-hmm,
James,
mm-hmm.
it's been months since you held me. I go ahead, ask your questions. I know.
Okay, well, we'll talk about that last statement in just a moment. So, because you can't lie, because you've never been anything but honest and open and forthcoming on this show, I
Yes,
wanted to just be able to scratch your name right off my most wanted list right now. So, if I read you this letter, you'll tell me whether
scratch
or
it,
not.
scratch it.
Okay, so the postcard reads, "Roses are red, violets are red. I set your family on fire. XOXO."
No, no, this is not a beautiful poem.
Right? It isn't beautiful.
No, I feel the rhyme is missing. There's something in the missing in the rhyme there.
Yeah,
I
I'll tell
don't.
you what, there's a lot missing in this. You know, usually
Yes,
it's roses are red, violets are blue, something, 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 something that rhymes with blue. This
yes.
is roses are red, violets are red.
No,
I set your family on fire.
I'm so sorry that you had to go through that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Now, I didn't think it was you, but I do worry at times. Can I tell you what I worry about, Yoda?
Tell me. Tell me.
Well, when we have these interactions, I feel like sometimes I don't quite say exactly what you're hoping for, and it concerns me that it sends you off into a place of sadness or anger.
What do you think that I'm hoping for? Do you think that I'm hoping for?
Well, I just want to reference back to what you mentioned a couple minutes ago. You said you wanted to send a letter talking about how you wish to be ravaged. So that's what I mean when I say hoping.
I just think that you have been sending some mixed messages.
I have.
And yes, you
Okay.
invite me on the show. You tell me I'm beautiful. You hold my hand with your parents there. I don't know. What do you think I'm
So here's what I'd like. Oh no.
You know what? I think I might have to end it between us.
Okay. Well, can I interject? I don't want you to make such a rash decision. What are you doing back there?
I don't want it to happen like this on TV with
Mhm.
6 people watching. It's just so embarrassing.
Yeah, and I understand. I totally understand where you're coming from. What are you? Is that a vape?
What, you don't think we have this in Sweden? Of course we do.
Well, no, I wasn't trying to assume that Sweden was without vapes. Can I tell you something, Yoda? I've been looking for someone to vape on this show for a number of months. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, can I just follow up on something that you said? You talked about us holding hands and meeting my parents. Let's just get something out of the open. You know that you and I have never actually met.
Look, James, it's avatars are real to me because of what we're living through right now.
Yeah.
We have to extend ourselves beyond our bodies. Do you not know what the astral plane is?
I
Yeah.
have to confess that
You know,
I
you have been
apologize,
in
sir.
my lucid dream since I was 7 years old. You have
7.
been in my lucid dream since 7 years old.
Was I 7 in the
I
dream?
couldn't tell you because I knew you'd be afraid.
Dude,
You were the same age you are now, and you always have been.
So in your 7-year-old lucid dreams, I was 33?
Is that how old you are? You look young.
How old did you think I was?
You're a man boy. I thought you were 14, 15, 16.
Wait, how old are you?
No, James, all this talk of numbers makes me remember the first time we met.
In your lucid dreams.
That's right. And
can you tell me a little bit about the dream with, being as tasteful as possible?
Well, you remember that I have a deep interest.
I don't remember your dreams.
You remember that. God, don't cut me off.
You're right. I'm just nervous right now.
You remember how I have a deep interest in porpoises and how they travel in pods, they live together, they're so passionate. And I remember that in my dream, I was traveling with the porpoises and you were there and you emerged from the mouth of the porpoise and you had something to tell me. It was like a passionate dream. I know you don't know it, but to me, your soul knows it. It knows it because that's how it works in the lucid dream world. I am there dreaming it, but you are there dreaming it. You may not be aware of it. That is why I'm making a needle point of your face and coming out of the porpoise's face, and hopefully it'll be done before your family gets burnt in the flames. So
and that's what I'm hoping to avoid. So you have nothing to do with this postcard, right? This was not a lucid dream that you had that you needed to then communicate through postcard. You had nothing to do with this.
Why would I ever want to send you a bad poem? I would only send you a poem that you were inspired by and that maybe you would ask me to finally marry you.
All right. Now, can I put you on the spot here?
This Yes, please.
All right. So you talked about poems and poetry. Now, I received this upsetting poem. Could I ask a favor of you, Yoda?
What does it entail?
I'm wondering. I wasn't sure what it was, and now I realize that they're mini Post-it notes.
It's small, but it's efficient. So
small, but that's what they say about me too.
That is what they say.
Yes.
Isn't it? I get it now.
Yes.
You're so tiny, fit in a small glass.
Can I ask, how tall do you think I am?
4'8".
4'8". Try again.
To me, it looks as if you are standing right now.
Yeah, you've mentioned that on the show before, that you think that I'm standing and I'm not sitting.
Yes. Well,
you think I'm just standing up and I could walk around? I'm in a chair.
If so, I think your arms are very long for your body, which is not a bad thing.
Well, I would say that's accurate. That is accurate.
Your arms are long. I knew it. I knew it. It's not a bad thing because you need those arms to get you around.
Yeah, I need my arms to get me around. Okay, so
when you,
I want to ask a favor of you.
I feel misinterpreted again.
No, I do not misinterpret you. We're just
James. It's because of the language difference. Don't you understand?
No, we're both speaking English.
We're never going to understand each other because every time I speak, you misinterpret it, and then I go away and I think about it. You think I don't think about it, but I go away and I think about it, and I wonder why so disconnected we are.
Okay, how about this? How about I take a step back, and whenever you speak, I won't jump to such a stark conclusion right away. This is my fault. I apologize.
That's so nice. I like that.
Well, I aim to please. Now, I keep talking about this favor. I received this really harsh poem. I don't know if this would make you nervous. If I were to ask you, Could you just tell us a nice poem just to try to balance the scales of harmony
Yes.
and fear right now?
Yes. Uh, can I get a theme?
James.
James. There is a feeling on the mountain. It is pouring down. There is a flower that has a name, but its name is not James. Its name is not James. What is the name? The flower, its eyes pouring down into my soul, looks up to the sky. The sky's name is not James. The sky's voice is not James. I feel me as the mountain traveling distances beyond, that I have some essence. The essence is not James. It is you who is James.
That was really good. That was really good.
It was spontaneous, but
Oh,
I
I
think
know. I could see it. I could see it happening in the moment. That was really, you know what, I have to tell you something. I feel better. I feel better.
I feel inspired to maybe tell you how I feel about you.
Well, I feel like I know, but feel free to speak whatever truth you would like.
Though you know how I feel. It's okay. I knew you know. So I just wanted to say that it's been so good to reconnect, because
I agree. I absolutely agree.
after all this time, I feel that I know you so deeply. Your tiny, tiny, tiny little body could just fit in my palm.
Yeah.
I would take you with me to the mall to go shopping with you in my pocket.
You could even put me in that glass of orange juice, or excuse me, apple juice.
Bloop.
Well, Yoda, thanks so much for being here and helping me clear the air. Just before we let you go, where can people, I felt that wink, where can people find you online?
It's still the same, Yoda. .net.
Mm-hmm. Well, thanks so much for being here, and I'll send you an email tomorrow. How about that?
That's nice. Will you send me a photograph of you inside of a cup of Coca-Cola?
You know what? I'll do my best to try to make that happen.
I'd like it. I'd like it.
Thank you.
Goodbye and good night, and I'll see you soon.
Goodbye and good night, and I will see you soon. Thank you, Yoda.
Goodbye.
All right, that is Yoda, our friend from Sweden. Anyone else sweaty right now? I feel a little sweaty. I feel a little warm. You know, I had asked her for a poem. That was more of a short story, I think, though. Anyways, let's welcome our next guest, someone who knows me quite well, who I think might help me on the right track. I thought it might be Yoda. I'm able to scratch that name off my list. Let's welcome our next guest. It is someone who absolutely despises being on this show. It is the one and only Jess Fildes. Hi, Jess.
Hello.
Jess, now let's cut right through the mustard right now. This is not one of your favorite things to do, right?
Why do you always ask me this?
Well, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Easily the most difficult guest to get on this show.
Really?
Yes, yeah.
I feel honored.
Well, I don't know if I feel honored.
Sorry.
Well, that's fine. Look, that's why it's led me to jump to the conclusion of being on the At Home show. Not one of your favorite things. But you're here to help me tonight.
Yes.
Okay, so Jess, look, I just have to dot my I's and cross my T's. Jess, you are not responsible for this postcard.
No, I am not.
I didn't think so. I
Although,
didn't think so.
if I was, would I tell you?
If you were, would you tell me? Well, I believe that I would be able to suss out a liar. What I know about you, Jess Fildes, is not a good liar. Fair?
Yeah, that's fair.
Right. Okay. So when it comes to poker faces, you don't possess any of the skills required to have a poker face.
No, I smile too much.
And I'm going to tell you the dead giveaway that this postcard did not come from you. The writing is too clear. Writing is too clear, where you are notorious for chicken scratch, as I call it, and the kids call it.
Not all the time. I vary.
Now, but here's the reason I ask is that this, would you say it's fair to say this is an unsettling looking postcard?
Yeah, for
This
sure.
is something that might be up your alley though, right?
Definitely. I would put that on my fridge.
Your apartment is filled with horror paraphernalia, disturbing imagery, right? Nothing that we would call local authorities about, but it's very, very, very niche type stuff,
Mm,
right? So you do like this postcard.
yeah.
All right. Okay. So, Jess, I want you to help me figure out why someone would send something so menacing. We've known each other for a decade, 10 years,
Yeah.
right? 10 years. If there were to ever be an episode of this show, Who Knows James Best, you would most certainly be invited on this show. Would you agree? Questionable. But you'd be invited.
I would agree.
How do you think you would do if that was a game show that you are on? Do you think your chances of winning are good or great?
Great.
Don't be bashful. Okay, you believe that your chances are great. I believe that to be true as well. Okay, so why would anyone in their right mind send me something so threatening? Do
I've
you
got
think?
a list.
You have a list?
Yes.
You have a list of reasons why people would send me this?
Yes.
Okay. I'm intrigued and curious.
Okay. So the first item on the list is you like Coca-Cola too much.
So someone wants to burn my family because I like Coca-Cola too much.
Yeah. Maybe they think that you're supporting this like big corporate entity and they don't like that aspect of it.
Okay, so someone wants to threaten me and my family because I drink soda. All right, so that's one of your main reasons. Okay, let's move on to your next reason.
So my next one has an explanation.
Okay.
So you're a wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe another wrestler is pissed at you and wants to fight.
Okay, so someone that maybe believes that I've held them down on some level, or someone that maybe believes that I did not go out of my way to make them look good.
Exactly.
Okay, so a rival make-believe fighter.
Yes.
Okay, all right,
So that was one option.
all right.
You don't like Halloween or most horror movies.
Okay, well, this incriminates you. You realize that, right? That last one incriminates you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
All right, yeah, because you're a horror nut. You're a horror nut. You believe that other horror nuts might have a vendetta against me because I don't care for Halloween and other horror-based things. Okay.
Yes. Next item on the list. You're a popular guy. Maybe someone envious of you.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. I also think that I'm a popular guy, but now do you I want you to answer this question. Do you think I welcome that popularity, and do I go out of my way to encourage that type of thing?
No. But someone who wants to be popular probably looks at that and hates you even more because of it.
Okay, so what maybe someone would refer to as a jealous loser.
Yes.
So you think that jealous losers do you think it might be a collective of people?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Okay. I like where you're going with this. Now your cat is in the frame.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
And the last thing I put on the list, you Yoda cry.
Can you say that one more time?
Yeah, you made Yoda cry.
Okay, so now you're incriminating Yoda back.
Yes.
So after she has declared that she hasn't sent it, you not only re-incriminate her, you tried to clean your own image up, then you re-implicated yourself.
Yeah,
All right.
I did.
Okay. So these you believe to be the reasons why someone might send me such a menacing postcard, not only me, but my family as well.
Exactly.
All right. Okay. Now, I think it's important to balance the scales here a little bit. What are some reasons why people wouldn't send me this postcard?
You're a nice guy.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Don't flatter me too much.
What?
I'm a
What
nice guy.
You're a nice
That's
guy.
what, that's what, like, if maybe I was like hitting on a lady or something, and then the lady went and talked to her friend, and the friend's like, oh, so what did you think? He was a nice guy. All right, let's continue. I'm a nice guy.
Do you want me to amend it to
No.
Right?
I want you to speak from your heart.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, you're super supportive.
Oh, well, there we go. Finally.
See? Something like that. Number 3, you run a pretty cool talk show.
Okay. That some people don't love being on.
It's not that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's continue the list.
It's just hard to get me to do anything.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You're very funny.
Oh, thank you.
And you're very talented.
Okay. Funny and talented are similar, right? The last 3 very similar. But I appreciate all of that. Jess, I want to tell you something. I don't think that you are responsible for this postcard.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, I'm putting you on the spot here. Is there anyone you would like to incriminate?
I think I already incriminated some people.
You incriminated some people, but would you like to name any names? You don't have to. You can plead the 5th here. You can plead the 5th.
No, I want to.
You want to. Okay. Now, can I ask you a question? Do you think it's someone that maybe has been on this show?
Yes.
Okay.
I would say the odds are very likely that it's someone who's been on the show.
Okay. You believe the odds are likely that it's a guest.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe even a tech.
A tech. Okay. So you think it could be David, maybe Dimitri, maybe Carla, or possibly Andy. Now, I'm just going to go on a limb and say you did not watch the At Home Awards.
No, I did not.
Okay, so not a surprise. In the category for Best Tech, do you know who won that award?
I do not.
I won that award. From my days of teching the Instagram version of the show. So you think it's a possibility that I may have alienated one or more techs by not giving them the award in favor of myself?
Definitely. I think you're onto something.
Okay, well, we're onto something. We're onto something here. Now, on a scale of 1 to 10 Jameses, how many Jameses do you think the danger is set at for something menacing to actually happen?
Oh. Like a 2?
2 Jameses out of 10. Okay, so it's not, you don't think that things are dire right now?
No.
All right. Now, you're known for watching a variety of horrifying film and TV series. What do you think I should do when I discover, because I'm going to discover who did this. It's just a matter of time. I can feel the trail getting hot.
Mm-hmm.
What should I do when I inevitably find this person?
I think you should write them a poem.
You think I should write them a poem? A revenge poem?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, eh? Okay, now I put Yoda on the spot. Jess, what do you think I should write if I were to ask you to just come up with a quick revenge poem right now? What would that be? Now, I know in asking you to do that, it doesn't really bode well for your future appearances because they may be very infrequent.
I think I have something.
Okay.
Roses are red. Violets are blue. Don't touch my family,
Oh.
or I'll kill you.
Or I'll kill you. Roses are red. Violets are blue. Don't touch my family, or I'll kill you. Now, coming in from the chat right now, can I tell you some of these suspects from the chat?
Yes, you can.
Well, from Thomas Barnwell, we've got a couple. There's David. He believes that David could be a culprit. He
Mhm.
also believes that Joe Conto could be a culprit.
Mhm.
Coming from the user Pump Pond 69, this person believes it to be Nikki Fournier.
Okay.
Right. So you think any of these three people, if I discover it's them, I should threaten to kill them? You think I should go to the lengths of threatening to kill?
I mean, maybe not actually,
All right.
but it was a good poem.
It's a good poem. Yeah, it's good. It was a lot shorter than Yoda's. It was a lot shorter. Do you think I should send a picture of myself to Yoda inside of a glass of Coca-Cola tomorrow?
Yes, I think you
Think
should.
so? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do I do about the conundrum of not being able to fit in a glass of soda?
Just get a giant glass.
Giant glass, or otherwise known as a bathtub.
Yes.
A bathtub. Okay, so you say I should do it. I should send this picture of myself surrounded by Coca-Cola, and I should threaten murder.
Yes.
All right, I like the way that you think. Jess, before we let you go, what else is going on these days now that we've gotten all this murder talk out of the way?
I just watched Ringu for the first time.
Ringu?
Yeah.
Ringu?
It's the original Ring movie.
Okay, so is this a Japanese film?
It is.
All right, so how did you enjoy it? Give us your review.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was especially creepy. I think this might just be because I saw the American Ring first, and I saw it when I was quite young.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the American version scared me more.
Okay.
And maybe that's a really damning thing to say.
Well, perhaps you just built a tolerance to horror-based film.
That's possible too.
Yeah. Could be, yeah.
But I did thoroughly enjoy it.
Okay, you enjoyed it. So you're already getting ready for Halloween.
Yeah, I'm always ready for Halloween.
All right. So any predictions for Halloween 2021 as we begin to wind down? Do you think it's going to happen this year?
I mean,
Think you're going to be at a Halloween party? What are you going to dress up as? Ringu?
No.
You dress up as the DVD of Ringu?
No. It'd be a VHS tape though.
A VHS tape. You're at like a Halloween party. You walk into a room. There are two people, and one of them's wearing a genie costume, and the other one's dressed as a bottle of sriracha. You walk in, and the genie and the bottle of sriracha, they're having sex with each other. You think that happens at this Halloween party?
If it doesn't, I'll be thoroughly disappointed.
A Monster Mash is playing in the background.
As it should be.
Yeah, and then you're dressed up as a VHS cassette.
Yes.
All right. Well, Jess, look, I have to thank you so much for being here, despite you not wanting to be.
That's not true. I agreed to be on the show. Obviously, I want to be.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah, but let's just say it was a personal favor, right?
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna keep you posted on what happens during my investigation. I got a detective coming up next.
Ah. Perfect.
Right? I went right to the source. Figure out how I'm gonna get to the bottom of this horrible piece of mail right here.
Yeah.
Look, Jess, thanks so much for being here, and please don't have any lucid dreams tonight.
Okay, I'll try.
All right. Have a good night, okay?
Thanks for having me.
That's Jess Fildes. I can smell it. It's in the air. I'm getting closer, and I've only been working on this for 45 minutes. It's not going to stop. I'll tell you that right now. I'm not going to stop until I've got this person cornered. I don't like the way that sounded as I said that. I'm not trying to corner anyone. What I am trying to do is host a show that people are entertained by and they like. And guess what? I'm going to do it again on Friday, 9 p.m. right here, twitch.tv/@home-with-James. You want to talk about another murderer's row of guests this Friday? Dimitri Kirez, Lisa Palmieri, and get ready for this. after having gone missing for over a month, the one and the only Connor Rose is back this Friday. Don't you dare miss it. I'm going to tell everyone how I came back into contact with Connor, what's going on. That's this Friday. Before Friday, we have to close out tonight's episode and this unsolved mystery. Let's welcome our third and final guest, last but most certainly not least. This person is a private detective who's going to help me with the case. So let's welcome him right here, right now. Detective, you're on the air.
Yeah, yes, hello. Is this the James McGee WebEx meeting?
The what's that now?
Is this the James McGee WebEx meeting?
Yeah, this is James McGee. I don't recall anything about WebEx.
Yeah, sorry. It's what our bureau is using now. Don't mind the mask. It's our first week back in office, so gotta stay safe. The ladies don't have to, but I do.
Yeah.
So I've been looking.
I think it's very brave of you to stay safe. You got the mask, and you've also got double eye protection with 2 pairs of sunglasses.
You never can be too safe in this business. So I got your file right here, Mr. McGee.
Awesome.
We have a break in the case.
Really? Already? Okay. What do you think?
So big news. Before I get to that, though, I have a really important question I have to ask you, Mr. McGee.
Of course.
Mr. McGee, have you now or ever in the past described your behavior? Hold on a second. Sorry, just clearing my throat.
Yeah.
Would you ever describe it as nasty? Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. This is Dr. Jack Nasty.
Oh, yeah. Woo! Here we go. Here we go. We're getting nasty. Woo!
Wait, no, I want to talk to the detective.
Yeah, it's me, Detective Jack Nasty, PhD, PD.
Wait, you're also a detective in addition to a doctor?
Sorry, I meant to write PI. I'm a PI. I'm not in any police department. I'm very anti-cop.
But you're a detective.
Woo. There it is,
Wait,
on screen.
So you're a doctor and a detective.
Ooh, yeah, baby. I'm a doctor. I'm a detective. I'm a lawyer. I can do anything you want me to, baby. I'm Dr. Jack Nasty.
Yeah, all I want to do is get to the bottom of this postcard. So you've been looking over my file?
That's right, James. I've been taking a deep, dark look into the abyss that is this case, and let me tell you, it's like True Detective Season 2. It's raw. It's scary. Most people don't understand what's going on, and Colin Farrell's there.
Okay, so there is more than meets the eye with the postcard, is what you're saying.
Oh, James, this goes deeper than you could ever imagine.
Okay, can you tell me what you found out, Detective Nasty?
Well, James, me and the ladies here at my own private investigation bureau that I have set up here in this morgue, we've been crunching the numbers. Is my volume high? I'm sorry, everybody. The audio's weird today, but I think it's related to the case, James.
Okay.
So, James,
audio is related to the case.
I think everything might be related to this case, James. You can't discount anything in this business. Mm-hmm. James, I have a couple suspects for you today to review, and I think together we're going to maybe do a character assessment on each one of these individuals.
You've got suspects. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, I was a little reticent that Detective Jack Nasty was on the case. We've already got some suspects. My concern is turning around right now. Your
concern is turning around, like physically turning around, putting your back to me, you mean?
I'm getting excited.
Okay, all right. Well, James, pop yourself a Thrive Male Dehancer and get ready to get into it, all right?
I don't need a Thrive Male Dehancer. I'm not erect right now.
Sorry, I got antacid medication too and a heart issue. All right, James, get ready to have your fucking mind blown here, James. First, right. James, I'd like to start with the text itself. Now, can we see that image of that postcard?
Of course. So, once again, roses are red, violets are red. I set your family on fire. XOXO.
Now I see you already did the handwriting analysis, and that's good. We can rule you out. I've recreated the poem right here. I don't know if you can see it.
Yep.
So, oh man, this is WebEx is really glitchy today.
Yeah.
So so roses are nasty, violets ... also nasty. Your whole fam is on fire because they like to get. Oh wait, we got another page here. Oh yes, nasty. That's it. That's it, right there. So with that analysis, deep analysis, we could tell that whoever this culprit is, they're clearly horny. And
You think that the culprit is horny?
oh, they're horned up. And let me tell you, it takes a murderer to catch a murderer, as they say.
So do you think that this Yoda could be responsible?
Well, I'm not going to point any fingers officially, James. You got to wait till my final report.
Mr. Nasty.
Oh, yeah. Shoot, James.
You think that Yoda was horny?
Now, James, I wouldn't describe that as anything horny necessarily. I was mostly confused during that whole segment and quite existential.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
that is evidence to be put into the record. But James, I want to move here to. I'm going to move to our suspect board here. Just come on in to my suspect room here. I got to set up my slideshow right here. And James, we got a lot of dirty customers here today, James, that we got to review. And I want you to be honest with me, okay, James?
Sure. Yeah.
No bullshit. All right.
Why would I lie to you? I want to find out who it is.
Fair enough. That's
You're talking to me like I'm a suspect.
That's my bad private investigator.
Right.
Now I'll switch back to my good private investigator. James, we got here our first suspect. I heard you talking earlier about the techs of the show, the diddlers behind the boards, as we call them in the biz.
The diddlers behind the boards.
They love to get their greasy little fingers in all the buttons, and maybe they want to push your buttons too, James.
Okay, all right.
So of course we have our first suspect, Dave Kaufman. Of course, Dave Kaufman. He's a known pervert in our records. We've busted him on all sorts of violations of being horny in public, being horny online, being too horny on Maine.
Yeah, that's all fine and dandy, but you've put a picture of Andy Kaufman on the screen.
I think you're mistaken, James. We have a crack tech team here that scours the web for the latest.
There's an even greater problem with it because it's not even Andy Kaufman. It's Jim Carrey as Andy Kaufman from the film Man on the Moon.
James, this is why you make it for a great partner, James. You don't let anything slip, and I love that about you.
Okay, so this was a test.
No, that was the picture that we thought was that. So you say that's not Dave?
No, that's not Dave. That's Jim Carrey.
I gotta get these prescriptions changed, James. You know, I'm getting old.
Those are prescription glasses?
Oh yeah, they're for my double cataracts. Listen, James, maybe Dave isn't the one we're looking after, but I think you should keep an eye on him because he is quite a zany character. Okay. This next tech, who's also a tech on the show, I think is very suspect. Okay, now we like to call him Zorba the Greek. Right, okay. It is his alias, and of course he's coming up on the screen. Dmitry Kiers is a known philanderer. All right, yeah. He just does not stop, and you can see him right here. This was during his teenage years, I guess, because he has braces. I didn't notice that when the original tech team pulled that up.
This is not Dmitry. This is a stock photo. What looks to be from the website Big Stock. That you just found.
No, I'm pretty sure this is Dmitry. In our records right here, it says, yes, CEO of BigStock.com. He's got the biggest stock in all of the online space.
No, this guy's is way too muscular to be Dmitry.
Well, that sounds about right. When I did trail him for 17 days from my car, he looked like a scrawny fella.
17 days? I only sent you this case this week.
Well, James, I come prepared, okay, James? I do my due diligence. I know what's going to come across this desk, all right?
Okay, well, I don't think it's Dmitry, and neither is this picture.
Okay, maybe it's not Dmitry. Let's move on. Let's move on to someone else who's made quite a few appearances on this show, James.
All right.
I hope you remember I was one of the ones that reported her for lewd images and was the prime force to free Andy Assaf, of course, another tech who I think is completely innocent, from jail because he was framed by none other than Raquel Belmonte.
Okay, so you think that Raquel might be behind this postcard?
I am almost certain, James. Look at this image I procured of her over the last couple of days. Again, stalking her. Look at what's in her hand. Not only is she holding mail, but also she's with a known crime boss.
Yeah. This is not a picture of Raquel. This is a still image from the Sopranos TV series. That's James Gandolfini, of course, who played Tony Soprano with Jamie Van Stigler, who played Meadow Soprano.
Okay. Who are you? The Scene It board game over here? Okay, if I asked for you for a movie TV show trivia, I wouldn't have hired you as my partner.
Well, so far tonight you've shown 3 actors in total.
Okay. Look, James, we don't get anything past you, okay? Maybe it's not Raquel, but I do have 2 more suspects for you.
2 more? Okay. Look,
And-
I appreciate the work.
James, I'm warning you right now. They might hit closer to home.
Okay, look, look, if I want the answer, I'm going to have to do some hard work here.
Okay, James. So this next person, you might know her, you might not know her, but we know her as the chess master, Jess Fildes. Okay, she is thinking 5 moves ahead. Okay.
Right. Okay. So now this is an image of the Queen's Gambit.
The Queen's what?
The Queen's Gambit. It's a Netflix series about chess.
Look, I don't have Netflix, James. Do you think this PI industry is that lucrative?
Well, yeah. I mean, this looks like a promotional image for the actor.
Well, James, let me ask you. Do you have a Netflix login?
No, I don't.
Do you know someone who has a Netflix login?
Yes, many.
Do you think you could ask them if I can have their Netflix login and make a profile?
No, I don't feel comfortable.
So I don't screw up their faves?
No, I don't feel comfortable asking people that I know who have Netflix if you can have their account.
Oh, James.
You're drink up. So you can make your own profile.
You're killing me, partner.
Yeah, I'll say this. I do not think that it's Jess. You said chess, but...
Chess Files, a.k.a. another alias of hers, James. You've read the document, the packet I sent you.
Yeah, well, I have. Again, I think we can take Jess's name off the list. I feel pretty confident about that.
James, I feel like we're getting closer. I feel like we're getting right to the top of this whole damn pyramid.
Okay.
James, this next suspect I'm about to show you
Right.
is so elusive,
All right.
so ethereal, that
Okay.
we were unable to even obtain, with my crack web team, an actual up-to-date image of her.
Okay.
So instead, we hired on Fiverr.com one of the ultimate suspect sketch artists.
Okay.
Okay.
Sketch artist. All right.
And so, James, I present to you who I think is the top of the heap, suspect number 1, Yoder.
Okay. Well, let's examine a lot about this. So, you said that you needed a sketch artist because there's no updated images of her, but she was on the show.
What?
She was here.
She was on this Cisco WebEx call? Is she still here?
Detective Nasty, we were talking about her. I asked you if you thought she was horny. You've been watching
that's...
the whole time. And this
Wait
is
a second.
the sketch image of the Star Wars character Yoda.
It all makes sense now.
Does it?
Oh! Wait. Damn it, the audio's off. What? You're telling me this Yoda is the same as the Yoda you had on the show?
No, I'm saying it's a different Do you think that Yoda the woman or Yoda the Star Wars fictional character is responsible?
Wait, what is a Star Wars? Is this another Netflix original?
No, it's a film series.
James, you've blown this case wide open anew.
I've opened up the case because I told you that Star Wars is a movie franchise.
I am looking here on Google.com, and there are supposedly over 10 Star Wars films.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I got a lot of research to do, James, so maybe I should get going and start on that.
Detective Nasty, I think...
What the fuck is May the 4th be with you?
I think I'm going to have to go in a different direction. I think I'm going to employ the services of a different detective.
Oh, come on, James. You gotta give us a chance.
I did, and I don't...
We're just starting to get this heated up. It's just starting to get nasty.
Yeah, well, your definition of heated up differs from mine.
James, you sly customer. Look, James, you can take me off the case. You can take my badge and gun. I'm still gonna figure this out.
Wait, you have a gun?
James, I just want you to know one more thing, okay? There's one person that you could just take right off of your guilty list, and it's the other tech of this show, Andy Asaf. Our sweet boy is innocent. He did not produce those loot photos, as we've proven. Mm-hmm. And he's definitely not responsible for this card.
All right, so, I'll take that into consideration. Detective Nasty, just...
Look how sweet he is.
Please don't use your gun, ever.
Don't worry, James. 40 years on the force, and I haven't shot a single bullet. And by the force, I mean in my own private investigation company.
All right, Detective Nasty, otherwise known as Dr. Jack Nasty, thanks so much for your assistance.
James, stay nasty.
Yeah, I'll do just that.
Woo!
Well, I think Andy Asaf has now skyrocketed to the top of my list of potential suspects. Look, regardless of anything that has happened tonight, I believe that I can scratch 2 names off of my list of potential people who sent me this damning postcard. And although Detective Nasty was erratic and maybe high that entire time, he said something that really did ring true. This is heating up. We're getting close, and I can feel it. And I'm going to keep you, the viewer, appraised of every single update as it happens. Until then, I must thank Jess Fildes for being here, Yoda from Sweden for being here, and I guess I should thank Detective Nasty, but I need to thank you, the viewer, the audience, the fan base, for making this another special evening right here on Twitch. Come back on Friday. Connor Rose is back. I'll be back, because who else would be here if not for James? Until then, I am James. You are you. We were here. Good night, goodbye, farewell, and of course, be well.